Hey guys, hope all is well. Kevin Cage back with another cryptocurrency update. Be sure to watch until the end of this video. Got a bunch of information as always, and let's get right into the information. So, as we can see, this document is the Interledger protocol family. This was actually created, just so you know, for full disclosure, by Matt B3RG on Twitter, guys. Definite follow, putting together a lot of the connections we're well aware of, and sometimes infographics are just extremely helpful to see that. We see, permissioned ecosystems, closed ecosystems, but again, it is about interoperability, connectivity across the board. So right here, as he says, showing, a lot of people's favorite cryptocurrencies, such as XRP, XLM. I know a lot of people like XTC with, the R3 connections. I personally love Algo, and I have for quite some time. Be ready and be on the lookout for many more announcements with them. Obviously, you guys remember, even on early July, they were 19 cents. And again, currently, they're bouncing between 50 and 75 cents. So right here, here's an updated version of the ILP family. I'm starting to think that Algo, again, Algorand Foundation, all backed by, MIT, many groups, will also be playing a role in this ecosystem now that USDC, again, their stablecoin by Circle, which is another group that most likely will go public, Mr. Jeremy Allaire as well. Allaire is using Algorand blockchain and considering all Circle Pay connections. And also, the Algorand protocol, guys, this proof of stake protocol is one of the first protocols to actually have a central bank digital currency being built upon it. Okay, the Marshall Islands. Granted, I know it is a relatively small country, but what is occurring, and obviously the improvements and just a reduction of fees is going to be massive, and this is simply the future. We're going to a distributed system. I do want to talk about the buzzword now. Again, it's picking up pace. The QFS, the Quantum Financial System. Give you my thoughts on it. I'm not going to really get too far into it, but I just want to address it. So before we get into this information, of course, guys, we know Quorum by JP Morgan. We know Circle and USDC. We know the announcement of them interoperating with Algorand and their crypto asset Algo. Okay. All of the tokenomics are sound. Obviously, do your own research, look into it, and it's definitely worth a look. I'm not telling you guys to buy anything. I'm simply showing you crypto assets that have backing, have significant volume, and to me, have a true future already. Okay. Hyperledger Fabric, of course, in tandem with our, company Ripple. We have ILP Interledger Protocol, and of course, the native asset that resides on the XRP ledger, XRP. And again, XRP was developed in tandem with ILP is the secret sauce. This is still Ripple's main goal, and nothing is going to happen overnight per se, guys. This has been, 8 years down into development. So people keep saying, oh, another 5 years, another 5 years. I don't believe that's the case whatsoever. I think it's coming a lot sooner than later. I mean, look at 2020. So we have these groups, of course, we can see Ripple, ILP, and XRP. And of course, we can even connect them right to R3's Corda. And of course, we can see connected right to the Swift network, whether RippleNet is low value transactions. And if Corda hypothetically did use XRP for some or a lot of settlement, that is high value. Those are high value payment systems. Okay. All right. And again, I'm excited for, XRP's use case, even with, Flare network and all the work going on with Spark tokens. But again, so we can see the INATBA founding members. We even see IOTA with the Tangle, of course. Many people used to love it. A lot of FUD, the past couple years as well. So sometimes that's a good sign for me in particular, of course, with the Internet of Things on the rise. We have SAP, which is one of the groups that have, actually helped large banks trial XRP, not just integrate Ripple, trial XRP between banks. That's significant. Okay, Consensus, and of course, Accenture. So I want to talk about Accenture a bit as well. And notice that JP Morgan, they've had their, feet wet this entire time. They, tell you they'll look this way and they're doing something else. So again, guys, I'm just extremely cynical of anything that they say. Accenture, obviously, a part of a Ripple alliance since 2015, one of the original investors of Ripple, helping all kinds of groups around the world update their real-time gross settlement systems of central banks, guys. We have them even helping Swift and R3 revamp their partnerships and integrations for DLT adoption. FYI, the XRP ledger is an example of distributed ledger technology. Coincidence? Well, there sure are a lot of them. All right. So let me, and again, guys, definite follow here. Let me kind of address this. So with Interledger protocol, I know I say this all the time, but for anybody new, again, allthingsxrp.com is a good website for, teenagers or older people or not tech savvy people to learn. And again, Interledger is simply a protocol. It's not a cryptocurrency. And inter meaning between, and ledger, between ledgers, just accessibility, just that pathway, really, a protocol that allows them to move between. Just like an interstate, which means a road between states, okay, or international, between nations. So just wanted to share that. Thought that was a super simple example for any newcomers. So Accenture, as we can see, I am Legion sharing this. I wonder if there's a similar pattern here. Accenture with India. Guys, I talk about India all the time, one of the BRICS nations. As we can see, RBL Bank of India partners with Accenture to build a digital infrastructure. Digital adoption, digital inclusion is happening. We are seeing brick and mortar banks. I saw another one, was it a Commerce Bank, closing like 200 branches. It's going to the cloud. We're going to be having more control via our fingertips. And it's making, physical locations redundant to some degree. Brick and mortars are still going to have, obviously, a future, an absolute future. I'm just saying in terms of banking, just watch that trajectory go much more digital, okay? Less workers and, just a focus of automation. All right. So, when you think of, anything with India, I always think of Dr. Rajan as well, former governor of the Reserve Bank of India. We can see another screenshot I Am Legion posts here is Swift and Accenture. They outlined their distributed ledger, adoption path in 2016. Of course, we've known about this. We can talk about Sweden and their e-krona, their currency on Corda. And guess who helped? Corda again is R3. Who helped them do this? As we can see, Accenture using the Corda Enterprise blockchain. Accenture is, one of the most obvious guys in the game. We can talk about the Digital Dollar Project. They are also the lead architect. So honestly, this document of, that Matt shared here of this Interledger protocol family, I think it holds a lot of weight, and I really like this, and I'm really looking forward to kind of, editing it in the future and seeing what he adds as well, because we are just at the very beginning, guys. We're seeing, infrastructure being built, and price simply has to follow later, all right? I'm not just looking for speculative swings like we've witnessed the past, 3 years or so. I'm looking for sustainability. I'm looking for market maturity, and I think we're still a long ways away. Does that mean that we're not going to see, price spikes in the meantime? Absolutely not. I expect to have quite an interesting ride from now until end of year. Okay, so CBDC's Digital Dollar Project. Remember, the advisor on this, is the former CFTC chairman, also an advisor for Ripple. All right, and that is in the United States. Again, pushing domestic payments, working on real-time payment systems. The United States has to catch up, or at least that's the narrative being told to other nations, and I absolutely agree. Right now we have Bank of Thailand to trial central bank digital currency for corporate payments. No surprise. Well, we've seen a lot of things with the Thai baht in terms of on-demand liquidity, corridors. The potential is there. We could talk about even, Siam Commercial Bank, of course. And in particular, this is reminding me of the other document, I think on Cointelegraph, that article I showed you of, even Thailand and also even groups like Huobi working on DeFi, guys, these huge alliances that are growing. It's truly coming down like an avalanche, like a snowball, like dominoes, right in front of our eyes, period. Okay. And as we can see, in conjunction with Accenture, they're all connected. All right. Now who's next? And then as we can see, just additional proof for any newcomers, Ripple and Accenture, back in 2015, cross-border payments. Absolutely. Every settlement, okay, real time. Now, I actually wanted to just show this clip. If you guys are sick of this clip, please fast forward 45 seconds and still stay with me because I want to address this. So this is Charlie Ward. He's been talking more about this quantum financial system recently on YouTube, talking about, XRP's potential role. He, gives disclosure that he doesn't really understand blockchain tech and, RippleNet or even, the XRP ledger is not blockchain per se. It's not like Bitcoin with proof of work. It's a distributed consensus network, guys. This is truly state of the art. Obviously, we know 1,000 times faster, essentially 1,000 times cheaper. I don't need to repeat that anymore. But again, I'm going to play this 45-second clip. Just listen up, take it with a grain of salt. I do not believe in timelines and deadlines. Again, this quantum financial system, I have people that have only been studying XRP or crypto for 1 year, and they're coming to me like this is some secret archaic knowledge or arcane knowledge. And it's really silly because, this talk of a quantum financial system has been occurring for years. I mean, you can even go 3 years ago, seeing XRP being mentioned in 2017 on, conspiracy type websites. If you want to believe it, awesome. I know what I invest in. It is truly going to be revolutionary despite all conspiracies, whether it's slow and steady or overnight. I don't care, and I'm not going to tell you exactly how it's going to occur. All I'm saying is this technology is groundbreaking. I'll show you some, old websites mentioning this. This is not a new thought, whether, you think $1, $10,000. I don't care. I'm just showing you from, what we can see, just basic dot connecting and speculation in a speculative market. And you have to speculate with any investment. That is essentially what any YouTube video is that you see. And if there was not speculation, there would already be price discovery and investing would be relatively boring. So just listen up. And again, this is Charlie Ward. Sorry that it's sideways here. So this is shared by BAZ-XRP.
To be backed by gold. It could be even more only because XRP is going to be the main, one of the main.
XRP will be the main platform, the blockchain technology used for the quantum financial system, and is already backed by gold, but it's not public knowledge.
And that went live on the 15th of August, correct?
Correct.
And we spoke about saying that currency revaluations we would see currency revaluations from the 15th of August through to the 15th of this September.
Yep.
Can you tell me why up to the 15th of September and not beyond that point? Why is it capped up until that date?
No, it's
to be backed by gold. It could.
Okay, so the talk with backed by gold, and again, guys, nobody is correct 100%. I'm not going to say I know exactly how this is going down. I'm just giving you my opinion for what it's worth, and I don't care if it's worth a lot or a little to you. Again, it's just an opinion. So when he says backed by gold, a lot of people think he means everything's going to be pegged to gold per se. I personally believe whether XRP is a super high price like some of you believe, it's possible. I can't rule it out, and I would love that because I'm holding a portion for life. But XRP is simply a digital asset that its value is going to be based off of the value that it is consistently transacting. So there's going to be, whether slow and steady, doesn't matter. There's a lot of moving parts in this equation. There's a lot of moving groups, regulations. This is truly, you have like a multitude of considerations. It is going to be absolutely insane. So whether you believe that XRP will provide liquidity for this new financial system to some degree or 100% of it, because XRP has a finite supply, the ledger will, allow that or allow it to do just that. ILP will be one of the protocols to allow it to interoperate. Yeah, I mean, it's absolutely possible. Whether it's gold, oil, or any other asset that you can send over the XRP ledger. We know the benefits. We understand why the tech is superior to many others. 55 million ledgers successfully closed after several years, and there has never been a single error, ever. That is something that banks would potentially adopt or at least utilize as a technology as a bridge asset, a highly liquid one specifically, okay? So anything is possible. Just wanted to share that. And I mean, even just on these websites, and this is, keep in mind, I'm just reading what this article says. I don't know who wrote it, anything. This is on intothe.light.news. So it's, the quantum financial system, the GCR is a global currency reset. And just talking about this, with the activation of the QFS, the alliance will have completely destroyed central banks, this banking system that was designed to destroy the world economy and put the world population in the debt slavery. And it says the truth is that this has been running parallel with the central banking system for many months. Now, this is old. This is from 2018, and that's the same narrative that they've been saying today as well. So anything's possible. If you guys dive, much deeper, props to you. I'm just sharing my opinion. I'll believe it when I see it, and I'm going to be a happy camper either way because I'm holding XRP. Again, none of this is financial advice, guys. Always do your own research. Don't blame anybody for your choices, your investments, or what anyone says. It all comes down to us and our choices. All right. So again, ILP family. We'll keep going now. I want to talk about some fun stuff. So regarding Algorand, we're going to talk about XRP's connection and USDC, these ecosystems that we're seeing fostering, obviously better control, DLT adoption, and tons of funding. Guys, Brian Brooks, again, acting comptroller of the currency. He was formerly chief legal officer of Coinbase. He's talking in this video with Jeremy Allaire of Circle. They used to work together. The connections are very, very deep. And obviously right here, X_Anderson, guys, on Twitter, definite follow. Showing, remember when Coinbase said this? And remember, Brian Brooks was here at Coinbase when this was out. Coinbase, internationally for free, sending money fast. And it gave you two options to send money across borders instantly. You could use XRP or you could use the USDC, again, Circle's coin, their stable coin. Free, no fees to send or receive. And we can see global, available to Coinbase, Mexico, Philippines. Notice obviously Mexico and Philippines, on-demand liquidity corridors, just like seeing that. And of course, India, BRICS nation, obviously, just me ranting. Okay, so just wanted to share that. And remember, the gentleman, formerly there. Okay, so now I want to play this clip here. And this is shared by Alex J. Woke Up. So breaking Algorand connected to the U.S. Treasury. So Brian Brooks, who just allowed, literally in July, guys, last month, banks to custody, national banks to custody, mean hold crypto assets. We've already seen bank accounts the past year and a half, linking, Coinbase accounts. And yes, that's not just the purpose of, crypto assets. Obviously, there's a future. They have, they solve real problems. But it is really, really cool to see that integration. And I think this asset class is here to stay. If you really think this is just going to be one bubble, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, there's going to be assets that are fake and some bubbles that don't solve real problems and die out due to competition or regulation. Yes, but if you are investing and diversify wisely and you're looking into assets that have true roadmap, fundamentals, and are backed by people such as this, I think it is a lot smarter and safer. Nothing's guaranteed, but I'd much rather put my money into something like this rather than a microcap coin with $1 million of 24-hour volume. Okay? So right here, listen to this.
The 70 days to 10. So that's where it all started, was realizing that as important as finance is, we had really been rooted in a lot of practices that were somewhere between 30 and 100 years old, and tech can help. You know that you and I worked together at Coinbase. When I was at Coinbase, you were at Circle. We put together one of the most important stablecoin projects in the world. And, you know, that's just another version of the same thing. The 70.
And I know you guys know this, but remember, Brian Brooks, literally in yesterday or 2 days ago, his interview, he used the same example that Brad Garlinghouse has used over a year ago, saying if you want to fly money across the world to another country, it's faster to physically put money in a suitcase and fly it there. That's insane. Okay, period. So again, talked about Brian Brooks there, here on circle.com, just talking about Center, again, the Center protocol as well, allowing fiat-denominated digital currency standards to be used across multiple blockchains. Again, this, IOP, they can all have their specific use cases, guys. So by enabling stablecoins built on Center's protocols to be available on multiple blockchain ecosystems while still providing underlying interoperability, Center will enable wider adoption in the usage of digital dollars built around USDC. Right here, Algorand and Circle, their collaboration was announced today. And again, this is an older article. It was released on June 24th of this year. So again, it's tying in together. We are edging ever closer to this as well. So pay close attention. Remember, Algorand has already gone up from 19 cents to around 50 to 75 cents. It's bouncing. It's pretty volatile right now. All right. So which has demonstrated strong features and capabilities that are optimized for high volume payments and financial applications. We're going to have more applications built upon it. These are early days. Okay. DeFi, collateralization, obviously going to be huge. I absolutely see more CBDCs, not all of them, but I absolutely see more CBDCs being built upon Algorand in the future. Okay. All right. Right here as well on Center. So Center today, and this is June 24th as well, announcing the framework for multi-chain support on USDC. So again, USDC, I think it's here to stay. And that is just me saying that based off of speculation and information and announcements we have. I mean, I think that's the most obvious, statement I've made, because Brian Brooks, who basically spearheaded this project, is in charge of the entire banking system in the United States. And the funny thing is that some people watching this video are still going to say that I'm reaching. And, that's fine. Okay. And then let's see, just to finish things off, guys, another project I personally like. Yeah, I'm shilling it. No, I'm just telling you to take a look. Again, Terra Luna. Again, this is the actual ticker here, LUNA. Binance, the actual Binance exchange, not Binance US, listed them. And the cool thing is, on the 21st tomorrow, they will have a USDT pairing. I personally like them, similar to Algo, looking at them as well, considering, TerraPay, connections to Visa, recent acquisitions, and also a partnership with Ripple. It goes very deep. It is I believe it's a delegated proof of stake network. And again, Luna, you can issue stable coins on it as well. I think there's going to be a lot of these more so distributed networks and ecosystems. And this in particular is in Asia, more of a focus on e-commerce. And I just think that there's going to be a lot of these projects that succeed. There's a lot of money. There's a lot of friction in the world. Therefore, there's a lot of opportunity to obviously improve some of these systems. Whether you get 0.1% of the market share, I think that is, quite substantial, considering some of the market capitalizations for some of these projects. And don't get me started on how silly it is to use, stock-like metrics, market cap on crypto assets. I'm really curious to see, how they change that in the future with some type of, liquidity metric or index. But again, guys, early days, exciting times. And this is truly an opportunity to make a lot of money for those that choose correctly. Keep in mind, when there's an opportunity to make a lot of money, there's an opportunity for a lot of us to lose a lot of money. So be safe, okay? All right. Appreciate it as always, guys. Remember to check the links in the video description for all things related to cryptocurrency. Eyes on the prize. Always do your own research. Do not just take my word for it. Big thanks to all my channel members: BMore1113, Lunar Phoenix, sounds like Luna, Jamie XRP, Crypto Beginner, Ken Melendez, XRP Holder 4, and XRP Life. Take care, guys.